Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a free donation form on WordPress using the GiveWP WordPress plugin. So in this video, we're going to be creating this form, the Give to Buy or Sell Flood Victims donation form. So it's a multi-step form. So you can click on donate, you see the donation title, you see the description, picture, click on donate, select the payment, how much you want to donate, enter custom amount, click on continue. The donor is going to enter their details. Once they're done, agree to terms, click on donate. It's going to take them through a payment process where they can pay their money, right? So I've not activated the payment, so that's why you can see that here. So that's what we're going to be creating. So let's get straight into it. Now to get started, we'll go to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to be installing a plugin called the GiveWP plugin. So we'll go to our left-hand side, go to plugins, click on add new. So we're going to search for GiveWP. So this is the plugin we're going to be installing. So the GiveWP donation plugin and fundraising platform. So we're going to click on install. Once it's done with the installation, we're going to click on activate. All right, so it's going to take us through an onboarding process. So let's just follow along. So we are going to click on start setup. So it's going to ask you, are you fundraising as an individual, organization, or order? For me, I'll do organization. So what are you fundraising for? Let's say education. So once you're done, you scroll down, click on accept and continue. Select the country where the organization is based. So for me, it's going to be, I think, okay, let me just use my native country. Can search for it. All right, select the state, province, let's say Lagos. And currency, I'll prefer US dollars. So once I'm done, I'll click on continue. So what do you need? So what do you need in your first donation form? So what he wants to do is he wants to create a default donation form for you. So he's asking for the features you want on that default donation form. So for me, donation goal is good. Donation comment, not sure. Terms and quotation is good. Offline donation, not really. But you can activate that if you want that. So anonymous donations, yes. Company donations, yes. Then once we're done, you click on continue. So on the left hand side, it's going to show you the form he has created for you, the default form. So you can see here, and you can see how it works. So donate now, you can select the amount you want to donate. So this is what the donor is going to be seeing. So I'm going to click on continue, enter my name. So this is what the default forms look like. So once you're done, you click on continue. Then you can ignore all this. If you want to get, this is the plugin premium add-ons. You have the recurring donations, donors cover fees, PDF receipt. So if you want to get this, you can just click on it. It comes at a certain cost, but for me, I don't need this. So I'm just going to ignore this and click on continue. All right, perfect. So once we're done with the onboarding process, the next thing I would do is to go to the settings. And to do that, you go back to your WordPress dashboard. On the left-hand side, under donations, you see settings. So click on settings. All right, perfect. So once you get to the settings page, the first thing you're going to see is the general settings. And under general settings, we have submenu. We have the general currency, access control, sequential ordering. So I'm just going to go through the important information you need to change or edit. So for the general, the sources page is fine. He has generated all the pages the plugin is going to need. So I feel it's best not to tamper with any or not to touch any of those pages since he has done the work for you. So the sources page is fine. That page has been generated. Field donation page has been generated. Donors dashboard page has been generated. Override, this is fine. Now, this is where you can change your base country. Let's say the organization has moved into another country, so you can change that information here. All right, so once you're done, click on Save Changes. The next thing we'll do is currency. So let's say you want to change the currency. You can change the currency from US dollars to Canadian dollars or to the UK pound. So all you have to do is to click here, change the currency or search for your currency. I think Naira is available too, yeah. But for me, US dollar is fine. Currency position, I think this is quite straightforward. Where do you want the currency sign to be positioned? So this is fine. Okay, once I'm done, I'll click on Save Changes. So the next thing is the access control. Now, the first option here is session lifetime. Let's say you just want to enable the donation for logged in users or logged in donors. How long do you want their login to last, the login session to last? So is it a day, 2 days, 5 days, 1 week, 1 month? So you can see we have the default options here. We have the 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, and 1 week. So for me, I would do 48 hours, which is perfect. So limit donations displayed. So this is fine. I think 1 is fine. Adjust the number of donations to non-login users. So this is fine. Email access. So what this does is that the logged in donors can see all their donation history, and this is good for people that want to enable donation for just logged in user. I want to give the donors a different experience. So this is perfect. Enable reCAPTCHA. You can do this to prevent spam bots from using the form. For me, I'm just going to disable this. All right. So click on save changes. Next settings we are going to work on is the payment gateway. So this is where you can add all your payment platforms. So for me, I'll go to payment gateways. Now you can see we have submenus. So below that, you see the test mode. So if you are just testing the payment process and the forms, it's fine to leave that test mode to you are sure that it's working perfectly. So for me, I'll disable this and enable payment gateway. So you'll still see the test donation here. So I'm going to deactivate this, also deactivate offline donations. For me, I'm just going to select PayPal standard. Can you see it? PayPal standard. So if you want to have more information about all the other payment gateway, for example, offline donation, you can go to the website. Let's just search for the website. And you have access to all those information. So you'll be able to see the features. So you see the multi-payment gateways, just click on it. All right, so you'll be able to see all the payment gateway they have. Some of them are premium payment gateways. So you'll be able to see all the payment gateway, and if you want to learn more on how to integrate those payment gateway, you can just click on any one of them. All right, and you can scroll down to the end of the page and just go to documentation to see to read more on. So you just search for, let's say, offline donation in our own case. So can you see it? Just click on it. You have access to more information about offline donation. So that's that on how to understand all the payment gateway, because I won't be able to show you how all of them work. So I think the major payment gateway we're going to be using is the PayPal standard, Stripe. And for this video, I'll just be doing PayPal standard. The Stripe is quite straightforward. It has its own onboarding process, which you just have to log in into Stripe and take it up from there. So to configure PayPal standard, I'll just click on Save Changes. So under the submenu, you'll see PayPal. So click on PayPal. All right, so we won't be using PayPal donations. I'll be using PayPal standard. So what PayPal standard does is it's just going to send the money directly to the PayPal email, which is quite straightforward. So for me, I'm going to enter my PayPal email. So mine can be donate@paultutorial.com. The page style, ignore this. This is fine. PayPal transactions type, yeah, donation. Enable billing details. Do you want to the donor to enter their billing details? I don't want that. So for me, the invoice ID prefix. So what's for me, I'm going to use the business name. Let's say my business name is Rural Child. So I can use the rural, or I can just use the abbreviation RC. So that at least it will have a bit of personalization to the invoice ID. So once you're done, click on Save Changes. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to move to the default options. So let's click on it. All right, so we have the form fields, we have name, title, prefix. So the name, title, prefix is just to put like Mr., Mrs., and Miss before the donor enter their first name and last name. So for me, make it optional. So select the option Mr., Mrs., and Miss. Then company field, optional. Last name field required. Yeah, required. So that means the donor will have to enter their first name and last name. Anonymous donation enable, right? We don't want, some donors don't want to put their name out there, so they just want to give without you knowing their information. So we can enable that so that we give all the donors total freedom. Donor comment disabled. Click on Save Changes. Now, one thing I want you to notice, you can still change this on the individual donation form. We'll get to that, but this is just a default setting, so we don't have to be doing that for every donation form we create. So once you're done, click on Save Changes. So we go to post types. So form single views, yes. Form archives, yes, we want that. So form single views is, do you want once you create a donation form, do you want the donation form to have its own single page? You can do that, and I'm still going to show you how to integrate it into the Gutenberg block editor and also Elementor. But you can leave it at that because sometimes it might be very difficult trying to configure it, and GiveWP is going to do that for you. So that's why it's good to enable the form singles page. The form archives, very important. So this is the list of all the donations you have on the website. Form accept, yes. So these are just the brief description about the donation form. Form featured image, yes. Picture. The picture is very important. I don't believe anybody is going to give without seeing the picture. So featured size image, you can ignore this. This is perfect. Single form sidebar. I'd like to disable this. Just disable this. Then click on Save Changes. So next thing is to go to taxonomies. So do you want to have form categories and form tags? You can enable form categories. Let's say you have different donations. Let's say, and each of those, some of those donations fall into different categories. Let's say education, let's say health. So you can create different donation forms and group them into one category. So I'm going to enable that. Once I'm done, I click on Save Changes. So the next thing is terms and conditions. So I'll click on it. All right, so I think it's very important to have terms and conditions on your donation form, so people know the terms and conditions which they are given. So I'm going to click on enable. So agree to terms. So they already generated one for you. So you can just add, edit, or find terms and agreement for NGO or donation forms. So once you're done, click on Save Changes. All right, so we are done with the default option setting. So the next thing we want to do is to go to emails. All right, now for the emails is very important. The email, so what we are going to be configuring here is the email the donor will receive, the email the admin will receive. So for the donors, you will see it's already here. We're already on the donor emails page. So all you have to do is to click on this edit email. So what I like to do is to just open them in new tabs. All right, so you will see this is email subject, donation receipt. Now this is the email that the donor is going to receive once they give on the donation form. So you see dear name, and so dear name. So what this name in this bracket means is the name that was submitted in the form. So it has already added that tag to the email. So you see, thank you for your donation. You can change this. We can say thank you for your donation. We really appreciate. We really appreciate your help. So you can say, here are the details of your donation. So you see donor, the full name, donation, the donation tag. So these are tagged based on all the information from the donation form. So let's say I want to add, let's see, their billing address, right? So all I have to do is to copy this, paste it. So I'll change this to billing address. Now I'll just scroll down and I'll search for the tag, the billing address tag. So I'll just copy this and paste it here. So you see, so in their email, they're going to get the billing address. So that's how the tag works. So they have a lot of tag here that you can add into you can add to your mail. So you scroll down, email content, fine. This is, so you can preview the email. So let's save changes. So let's try and preview the email. All right, so this is the email they will get. Dear, thank you. So you see the billing address, and you see all this information. So you just sincerely enter the name of your company. So for me, my site name is my blog. So that's why you're seeing my blog. All right. So that's basically how to edit the donation receipt. So I think the other ones we have is user registration. This is when a donor registers on the website. So you see, this is the email they will get. So you can edit this, you can use the tags. And once you're done, don't forget to click on save changes and you can send text mail to see what you will get or what the email is going to look like once you send it to the users. So let me cancel this. The next one is donation note added to the donation from date. So this is if you want to add a particular note to the donation. So this will be sent to the users. So yeah, so you can just play around with the emails and just add whatever fits your organization. So once you're done, click on save changes. So the next thing is to go to the admin email. So I'll just cancel this. Go to the admin emails. All right, so the admin email is the email the organization or the organization correspondence we get once there's a donation on the website. So we can just click on this, open it in a new tab. Okay, let me cancel this. Oh, sorry. Opening a new tab. All right. So the email subject is new donation. You can change the email subject. Same thing for the donation receipt. So for our donation subject, I can say new donation from RC, the rural child, THRC. All right, the rural child. Perfect. Then email header, you can change this also. All right, so you can edit the email you will get as the correspondent. You can add tags. You can see we still have all those tags here, just like on the donors emails. So if you scroll down, one important thing I want you to note, if you scroll down, is you can see email recipient, right? You can add multiple email. You want not just one person to receive a donation notification. You want to add multiple emails. So I can add new emails here, info@paultutorial.com. I can add precious at paultutorial.com. Sorry. So what this does is it's going to send all the donation notification to all this emails. So once you're done, click on save changes. Yeah, perfect. So the next thing is, and that's, to be honest, that's that on admin email. You can play with it. edit it to your own taste or to what your organization is going to need, or your organization tone in regards to content. So yeah, once you're done, we're going to go to the next submenu, which is email settings. So let's go there. Click on email settings. All right, email template. So you can, no template plain text. No, I think the default template is fine. So you can add the business logo. For me, I'll just click on add / upload file. So I'll use a logo from the template I installed on the website. Yeah, this logo. Yeah. So you can upload by just dragging and dropping from your desktop or laptop. So for me, I'll just use a logo that's already on the website. So I'll select this, click on choose file, scroll down from the rural child. So from the email, you can see donate at the rural child.com. So once you're done, you click on save changes. The next thing is to go to contact information. So the admin email address, we can change this to donate at the rural child.com. All right, so you can enter the official mailing address. So we can say the rural child, Lekki NG, Lagos NG 12345. So you can enter the billing address. Then once you're done, click on save changes. So the last three options here, if you are not interested in their premium, in the premium version of the plugin, I would advise you ignore this. So if you click on licenses, so this is if you've paid for the premium version, so you get a license key that you can input and activate license. But if you don't have that, it's fine. I think the free plugin is perfectly okay. So you have the advanced. So for the advanced section, you can just leave it the way it is. So because it's perfectly fine. We don't want to tamper with a lot of things that are here. So the default option is perfectly okay. So the next thing is the recurring donations. So you have to pay for the premium add-on before you can use this. So that's that on the settings. So let's create our form. So to create our form, we go to the donations. So which on the left-hand side of the dashboard, click on add new or add form at the top. Can you see it? Or from the left-hand side, you can also see add form. So for me, I'll use this one here. Click on add form. All right, so what's the form title? Bayelsa Water Crisis. Water crisis. All right, good. So the next thing is you will see the form template. Now they have three templates. They have the multi-step form. If you notice when we're during the onboarding process, it created a default form. Now the multi-step form is the default form that was generated for us during the onboarding process. So it's a step-by-step approach to creating the form. And we have the classic form. So the classic form is just one page with modern styles. And we have the legacy form. So this was the initial design they started with, which a lot of people still like. All right, so for this video, I'm going to be using the multi-step form. So I'm going to just click on activate. Now with the multi-step form, you're going to have access to you're going to have access to more options compared to the other forms. So let's fill out the options. So we have the primary color, right? So make sure this fits into the organization brand color. I'm going to change this to, let me see my website. Let's see what we have. So we have this yellowish color. So we're going to use that. Or let's use this green. Yeah, let's use the green color. I think it's closer to yellow. Yeah, this. All right, so just copy this. Okay, The next thing is the primary font. They just have two options, Montserrat and the user system font. The user system font is the default browser font the user is using. So yeah, so decimal amount, I'm going to disable this. In my own opinion, I feel it's always better that the donor should give a round figure rather than just 25.60. That for me, it doesn't make any sense. That's my opinion. You can add that to your section. To do that, if you want to add it, is enabled. So for me, I'll click on disabled. So the next thing is the introduction. Now it's going to take us through the steps. So the step one, what the donor is going to see is introduction. So what's going to be the headline? So for me, it's going to be give to Bayelsa flood victims, right? Now we are going to say, okay, description. So this is where you talk more about the cause, the donation, right? So this is to help displaced Bayelsa occupant. Sorry, I might not get the right voice or the right content, but it's fine. So we scroll down, enter an image. So I'm going to upload an image just to showcase what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go to desktop, to where I can find a picture. So let's see. Yeah, we can use this. So I'll just drag and drop it here. So click on choose file. Once you're done, you can now click, you can change the donation button. Now, do you want to change to donate now or give now or just donate? So in my own case, I'll change it to donate. So this is the first step, which is the introduction, telling or giving the donor information about the cause, that part, why they're giving. So the next step is the payment. So this is where you they select the amount they want to donate, right? So for me, I'm just going to say choose amount is fine. How much would you like to donate as a contributor to the Bayelsa crisis? So this description that will be on the second page, the step 2. So we make your donation go directly to support them. Thank you for your generosity. So you can change this to fit the cause they are giving to. So if you scroll down, you see continue. Yes, continue is fine. The next is the step 3, payment information. This is where the donor enter their details. So add your details. So I can say add your information or for me, I can say details. So adding, who is giving today? So I can change this to who is helping today. So you can change this to whatever you want to change this to. So description, we'll never share this information with anyone. Very good. I think the most donors will like this, and some donors might prefer you share their information, which is fine. So you can change the description to whatever thing you want to change it to. So the next thing is donation summary. Yes, it's very important they see a summary of all the information they've submitted. Yes, summary heading as where's what you're about to donate. Yeah, you can change this to, I think this is fine. You can change this to as a summary of your donation. All right, so summary location, do you want it before the payment field or after the payment field? And for me, it's fine after the payment field, but it's your choice. You can select before the payment field. So the button or the action is for me donate. Once they are done with the donation, the next step is the thank you page. So which is the last step. And for the thank you, you can add picture. You can add like let's say a thank you kind of picture. You can add your headline. You can change this to thank you for your donation. Yeah, then description, your contribution means you can change this. Social sharing, you can enable that. Do you want the donor to share that particular cause on their social media platforms? and you can also just change how the information is going to look like. So now that we are done with the steps, the next thing for me is I will add a category. Now, on the right hand side, you see form categories. If you could remember, we enabled this so that we can always segment all our donations. So for this, we just call this climate change. Then we click on add new category. So if you scroll down, we need to set the featured image. Click on set featured image. Then we already have our image here. Just select it and click on set featured image. So once you're done, you go to the left hand side, scroll up, go to donation form options, go to donation options. So this is where we can set up the structure of our donation payment. So we have the multi-level donation and we have set donation. Do you want to have different options, default options, or do you just want to have a singular cost, which is just, let's say the donation, you're only allowed to donate $10. Do you understand? So this is what set donation means. So you just set a particular amount the donors can donate. But you can, so if you don't want that, you can change that to multi-level donation. You can enable custom amount. Do you want the donors to be able to enter the amount they want to give, not the ones you've already created for them? So for me, it's good to enable this. You can set the minimum amount the donors can donate. For me, I'll say $20. So the next thing is the custom amount text. So you can change this to enter custom amount. So you can use whatever words you want to put here. So the donation level, so you can have different levels. You can have, and you can give each level a name. You can give the donation level. I can say this is starter. So I can change this to 15. So this is, I can change this to pro. I can change this to organization. So, and to delete any donation level, all you have to do is to scroll to move to the right hand side, and you see this minus icon here. You just click on it and that's it. Yeah, confirm. The same thing for this, confirm. So we have just 3, right? If you want to add a level, just click on add level. So I'll change this to 100, change it to enterprise. So once you're done, you scroll back up to the donation form options, go to form fields. Now, so we configured our default information form fields in the settings section. So we don't, that's why it's very important to do it there, because we don't have to edit every single time. So you can see we have a global default, which is some of the information we've selected, we've edited. For me, if you want to do default payment gateway, you can change that, but it's fine. I think the global default is fine for me. But you can attach a different payment gateway to each donation form if you want to do that. Let's say you have PayPal standard Stripe and you just want people to give via Stripe, you can change that to PayPal or Stripe. So name, title, prefix, we've already configured that in the settings section. But if you want to change that particular settings for just this form, the Bayelsa water crisis, you can change that to required. So contain to misses, what is allowed, miss. So company donation, you can change that to required too for this field. So the next thing I want you to look into is the registration. This is quite important if you want the registration form to be displayed on the donation form. So there will be a registration form at the right hand side, so donors can register on the website and they will have access to things like the donation history, majorly that, and they can always give and come back to the website to see information about the donations. So for me, I'll just leave it at none. I don't want to enable registration, but if you want to do that, you can do that. You can add the registration form, just the registration form, and you can add the login form, just the login form, and you can add both the registration and login form. So for me, I'll just select none. Once you're done, you go to the left, you go to donation form options, go back up, go to the left hand side, click on donation goal. In the donation goal section, you are going to click on enabled. if you want to set a particular goal for your donation cause. For me, let's say I want to raise $1 million, right? I will just select the amount raised, right? You can do percentage raised, you can do number of donations. So number of donations is the amount of donations you want for that particular cause. So for me, if there's if 100 donation has been made on the website, that means it's done. We no longer want any donation. So for number of donors, that means if 20 people have already donated towards this cause, we will end the donation cause. So for me, amount raised is the most optimal means of giving. But there are other options that I can work with. So for me, I just want to change this to $1 million. So enter the amount. All right. So $1 million. So progress bar, we can change this to yellow. I think it's a greenish yellow. Yeah. Greenish yellow. Yeah. All right. So once you're done, you can see close form, enabled, disable. Do you want to close the donation form or stop? I said yes. This depends on what you want. Do you want to close the form, or do you want to continue, or do you want to people to keep giving towards that cause? So let's say we meet the 1 billion target. Do I want to stop the donation totally, or I still want people to be able to give continuously to this donation? So for me, I'll click on disable. All right. So you scroll back up, go back to the donation form options. On the left hand side, select terms and conditions, which we've already configured in the settings section. We've also configured the email. We've also configured so we've not configured the form grid. So what is form grid? So form grid is a way of displaying all our causes on, let's say, the donation page of our NGO website, or just a section on the home page. So just leave this as default options. It's fine. So once you're done, click on publish on the right hand side. So you look at the right hand side and click on publish. All right, perfect. So that's how to create our donation form. So the next thing is, how do we add our donation form to our website or to our page, to our website page? So I'm going to show you how to add it to the Gutenberg page. Now, to add it, you go to pages on your left hand side, on the dashboard left hand side, click on add new. So let's wait for it to load. Okay, cancel this. Change the donation, the page title to donate. Now, to add our form to the Gutenberg page, we are just going to click on this add icon here, add block. So we'll search for give. So you can see we have the icon here, the sleeve icon here. So we have donation form grade, donation wall, multi-form goal. For me, we're going to add a donation form. So you can add a donation form grid if you want to display multiple donations on that particular page. So let's say we have 3 donations, one for the Biaso crisis, one for children suffering from AIDS, one for single mothers. So if you want to display all those donations on that particular page, you can enable the donation form grid. So for us, we're just going to use the donation form block. So we're going to click on it, and we are going to select the form by SR Water Crisis. We're going to see what it looks like. So this is what it's going to look like, right? So once you're done, click on publish. So let's view our page. All right, so you can see our form. This was the form we created. So you can see the picture we added. We can see the goal. You can see the amount of donations. So this was the header. This was the description for the first page we created. If you click on donate, you will see the information we added on the second page. You can select the different payment structure we added. So 15, you see it's the cost and also the name of that particular structure. So select 25 or 50 or enter custom amount. So next we click on continue. So you're going to enter your information. You see I enabled the prefix here. So I can enter my information. Company, the rural child. So you can select make this an anonymous donation. You also see like toolbar, sorry, like an info icon to see more about this section. So would you like to prevent your name and image from being displayed? So that's what that means. So once you're done, click on agree to terms, or you can show terms and agreements. They can reiterate before they agree, hide. So once you're done, you scroll down, then you're going to see the donation summary, payment amount, giving frequency, and donation total. So once they are done, you click on donate, and it's going to take you to PayPal to give. So you can't copy this is organization. Okay, yeah. So because I used a different organization that is not active. So I'll cancel this. And basically that's how to add the form to the Gutenberg editor. Sorry. Yeah, now they were done with the Gutenberg editor, I'm going to show you how to add the form to Elementor. And to do that, we're going to add it to our home page here. So we are going to add it to our home page. So I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. So I'll go back to our donation page where I can view all the forms. So I'll click on all the forms. And I'm going to copy the shortcode. You see the shortcode of each form on the right hand side. You see it. So just copy all this, right? Come back to Elementor. Unfortunately, we don't have an element. We don't have an element for the GiveWP plugin Elementor. Some premium plugins have that, but by default it doesn't come with Elementor. So let me just create this. All right. So change this to donate. All right. So let's add our form. So I'm going to select the shortcode element, search for the shortcode element, drag and drop it below donate. Then I'm going to paste our shortcode here. I'm going to click on update. I'm going to go back. Let's scroll down. Yeah, so you can see our form. So that's how to add the form to Elementor. One more thing I would just like to show you is the different donation style. So let's just quickly go through that. So we'll go back to our dashboard, go back to all forms. Let's edit this. So let's change this from multi-step form to the other options. So I'm going to click on deactivate. So that's to deactivate that particular style. Let's activate classic form. Now, once you activate the classic form, you are going to see a different option. So you're going to see the visual appearance. So you can just play around with this. So for me, I'll just click on update. I just want to show you how it looks like. All right, let's go back to the home. Let's see what classic look like. All right, so this is what classic look like. Support our cause. You can change the background. You can change all this information. How much you like to donate. So all the information is just in one place, right? And you click on donate now. So it's just a modern look, but without the multi-step form. So let's change this to, let's deactivate this. Let's change this to legacy. And legacy doesn't have too many options in regards to style. So once you're done, click on update. So let's come back to our home page. Let's refresh. As you can see, we have our legacy. For some reason, a lot of people still use legacy. They find it easier to use and easier to work with. So it depends on the style you want. So I just wanted to show you the different options and what they look like. So that's how to create a donation form on WordPress using the GiveWP plugin. If you have any question, kindly drop a comment below. Hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.